There we go. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Ooh, that was a cross. Good cross. Good 1-2 right there.
Does this look familiar, huh?
Oh, uppercut left. Well, you had to put the bunny ears, like last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll try. I'm gonna keep an eye out next time for that. All right.
Should look out for it this time.
Yeah.
You did it and you don't know.
Maybe, bro. Perception's reality.
Over there.
Oh, you got me right there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here finally back with the legend, FoxTheG. Listen, brother, how you doing today, man?
I'm a lot better now that you're here. We're in Miami, hot as hell. Got some firefights going on. I'm excited to see what happens.
Let's talk about it, man. Press conference, bro. How'd you, you fucked with the press conference and everything. How'd you like it?
Dude, you were sitting next to me, man. You saw them women talking, like the girl fights, man. That was
that was crazy.
That energy. Never. Usually it's like, girly. But it was aggressive girly. Definitely still girly, but aggressive girly.
No, for sure. They did some new stuff, man. They obviously a lot of shit talking. Yeah. They obviously had the questions up, you know what I mean?
My guy got the first 2 questions. Got Argentinian King and Yeti Gang to go off of each other.
Bro, I made history. I consider I made history, the first, media person to ask a question in Misfits. You know what I mean?
Like permanently now you can say that.
That's crazy flex. But I just have honestly after that too much of an ego. After that, honestly, I'm gonna start being Hollywood to people after that.
Honestly, you should because you're him.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I shouldn't even be here.
Get the fuck out. Actually, matter of that,
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Fox Talks Fighting, and I'm here joined by media sensation Jay. Jay, obviously you made your debut tonight. Had the first 2 questions at the Misfits 16 press conference. How does it feel to be on a show probably smaller than you're used to, but how does it feel?
Honestly, bro, I've been through this way too many times in my life. I've asked way too many questions in my life, to even get faced. Even look at that. That wasn't the first time I ever did that. Yeah. Wink. All right.
Lame, right? Like I understand.
Exactly. No. So I'm everyone who's texting me now, I'm gonna start bringing Hollywood to you guys. So
call you guys. Why are you change your number?
Yeah, I remember someone, Dr. Phil, said they're gonna be Hollywood to their parents and stuff because they got famous.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should do the same thing. Who knows?
Dude,
all right.
What has your mom even done for you, bro? Did she think of the questions?
I'm up now.
No, you're up now, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm up now.
Broke and you're rich, you're him.
Exactly.
And she has no followers.
That's what I'm saying.
And look at you.
That's what I'm saying.
Questions on a small event doing charity work for Misfits.
Exactly. I'm filming on a very expensive camera too, as well. So it's listen, I'm up right now. Okay. It's not an iPhone, by the way. I want to clear the allegations.
No, of course not.
You know what I mean? Exactly. On a real note, though, okay, you are coming off a win in Dubai, and I want to ask, with you being on that show, what was the number one thing you wanted out of the whole experience?
What did I want out of the whole experience? Just more experience, really, ironically. But that is really the main thing. I wanted to be in front of a crowd again. And I think this fight, it was good because my opponent was taking a lot more punches and a lot more punishment than I've experienced in the past. I haven't been to those later rounds. And that's something that I think is important for me to have in my back pocket rather than have that for the first time against Adam Saleh or Dean the Great or one of these other guys. It's good to know that I can do that in front of a crowd under that kind of pressure.
For sure, man. And one thing I want to ask, right? You've been you've made videos on Social Knockout in the previous years, right? If you were, no, listen. If you were to tell yourself, right, from 2 years ago that, hey, the younger Fox, I'm going to be boxing on Social Knockout number 3, what would that person say?
He would be like, yo, I bet we're fighting Adam Saleh, and he'd be fucking wrong because that pussy won't ever fight me. But yeah, no, it's interesting to see they gave me the call and I took it, and it was just kind of it's funny how things can go full circle, and it really shows that God does have a plan, for sure.
Oh, 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here joined by the one and only Ragip.
What is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the GOAT. How does it feel to be yet again on yet another Misfits event doing your best job?
It's amazing as always, man. It's amazing as always. Always good to be here. I love the events. I love the crowd, the fans. A lot of passion in the influencer scene. Obviously in pro boxing, it's the big names get the big crowds, but doing small hall shows then compared to that is Misfits and crossover, and it's amazing.
Can I get let's see some thunder?
Let's see some thunder. I need to save my throat.
Jay, I just costed you 1,000 pounds, bro. Fun fact, every time he does that, that's trademark. It's trademarked in his name. Exactly.
This is the first time on camera. First time meeting you in It's on camera right now.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you, man.
I'm
Jay.
Huss.
Always, bro. Hey, listen, let me ask you one thing, right? Obviously, you do the ring announcing and everything like that, right? I'm curious, how do people get into that? You know what I mean?
Well, my story was a bit strange. I was working on the London Underground on the trains, and I started announcing trains as boxers.
No way.
And then in 2019, pre-COVID, it blew up all over the news. Shit, sorry. And,
No, you're welcome, man.
and then I started receiving messages from boxing promoters. Do you want a job? Do you want to do this in real life?
No
And
way.
Yeah, so then I went and got my license and then started doing pro shows. Nice and Calais were one of the first to tweet me out. Michael Buffer was the first person to retweet the video, and then it just blew up from there, man. And then ever since then, I just started doing it. And then Misfits put a call out. I applied and got it.
That's awesome, man. That's great to hear, man. That's you know what I mean. That's a very unique story, especially because sometimes people have really unique stories to get to, like some positions that they really want to do later, whatever the case may be. That's certainly up there as one of the most unique stories I've heard. You know what I mean? Of course. And it's, once again, I was with the left hand. I'm sorry. That's right. Nice to meet you once again. All right, I want to mention about one thing, right? You were talking about at the last sentence about God. I noticed that recently you have converted to Islam, right? I'm not really a religious person, but I want to kind of hear like what got you into believing Islam and why, and all the questions above.
Yeah, well, for me, I've never been religious in my life, but I've always been very curious about what I would believe in if I was. So I definitely looked into religion before and was never really drawn towards it. This was when I was in school, so there wasn't really anything significant going on.
Yeah.
But as I started boxing, obviously my coach is a Muslim, and with that, a lot of people around him and me are Muslim. And I remember I kind of started to adopt the lifestyle along with him, slowly but surely, like not eating pork, and Ramadan. I did Ramadan, and I definitely remember also before my first fight, I was very nervous, obviously. First time on this stage, and it's kind of make or break for me. Fighting a guy like Jay, he's a dangerous opponent. So, on fight night, I was definitely very nervous. And I remember Huss and my coach, we got together and we did a prayer. It's my first time properly praying. And I just remember the feeling of nervousness kind of leaving my body, and just I just felt locked in and focused and relaxed. And the same thing happened before my 2 versus 1 match, 1v1 match. And the same thing, I was nervous, and then we prayed, and I felt much better. And after Ramadan, I believe it was like second to last day of Ramadan. We was down at the shop, everyone in there's Muslim, and I was like, fuck it, let's do this, man. I'm ready. Took my shahada, and it's been great, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's actually, because I feel like a lot of people, they get the more like I guess comedy side of Fox versus like the serious. And I think when I heard that you were Muslim, I didn't even to be fair, like it was kind of not a shock to me, but I was like kind of surprised. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh wow, I didn't like really expect this until I think Soul said something about it first, and I was like, that's respect. Anyone who gets into like anyone who's religious at the end of the day, even though I'm not like religious, I respect. You know what I mean? That's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then but kind of going back towards topic, right? You have a lot of options coming up, right? Adam specifically you really want, but it seems like he's either fighting Dean or he's not even fighting on Misfits. I don't know what is happening with that whole situation.
Yeah.
Who are other opponents that you kind of want to go against in this Misfits, whatever future card there is next?
So for me, there's 2 things that get really important when you're talking about an opponent. That's shock value, and that's big names. So a big name would be the Adam Saleh fight.
Yeah.
That's a big name. But he's not really, if I knocked Adam out, it wouldn't be shocking. I think that if Lil Cray Cray does what people expected him to do against Yuddy, then there's still that shock value if I could come in and knock him out. But if he loses to Ace Musa, not interested, bro. Like, I doubt he'll be able to get on Misfits again because he's supposed to be this amateur, and that's all he is. He's not a YouTuber or anything.
Yeah.
So for him to be 0-1 is a pretty bad look. But I think right now, if I fought him, people would still see me as the underdog. And it's important for me coming up to be the underdog. I want to be the underdog.
Let me just make it very clear. Fox is ready to beat the shit out of anybody. Like, really, all these names that he's naming, he knows he could be. Yeah, you people know watching, like, know he could be. He's actually lying. He's a fucking liar. All right? And I'm going to say he's a liar because he's not the underdog. He's the ass whooper. All right? Anybody that gets in the ring with him, like, you got to pay attention to what happened here, all right? This man got in the ring with 2 people, but only how many showed up?
One.
Why did only one person show up? Because they knew they were going to get this shit beat out of them. All right? So, like, let's just keep it real. All right? Fox is going to run through those people or whatever, build his name up or whatever, and, like, you know, go up the ranks. But we're going to want real names, real competition, you know, and then get to the point where we show his true level, his true ability, and go up against someone against, I don't know, a Shakur Stevenson. Yeah. Yeah, but that's where he's at right now.
No, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Shakur Stevenson.
So yeah, I think that's a very, very interesting opponent for sure. Now, one last thing, right? Obviously, on the Misfits tournament that's happening, there's 2 fights that are in that round. Craig Gray's returning, going into Ace Musa, Yeti Gang, Argentina King rematch, or not rematch, I'm sorry, in the second round. Yep. If you have to kind of predict who's going to be winning the rest of the tournament, who you got?
So there's a couple dark horses for sure. I think Ace Musa is a pretty big dark horse. Mm-hmm. Waleed was one of my main guys. It's really unfortunate, honestly. Yeah. I mean, good for Cray Cray. He's got to take that opportunity, but, like, man, come on, bro. Like, you got knocked out fair and square. I think I got my eyes on Yeti Gang. I got my eyes on Joey Knight. I think those are 2 of my main favorites. And we're going to see the winner of Cray Cray and Ace and how they win, I think is a pretty big deal. I think it would be very unfortunate if Ace loses to Cray Cray, though, because I think Cray Cray has lost fair and square. Mm-hmm. And I will never pray on anybody's downfall, but I would prefer somebody to rightfully win a tournament.
For sure. And, before I wrap it up here, I just want to thank everyone because, I just hit 1,000 subscribers. So finally, after a while, hit 1,000. Hey, next is 10K. So there we go.
Make it fucking 2,000, 5,000, 10,000.